So something that I want to ask you, dealing with your problems and, going about your daily life, what are some things that you are currently reading that help you get through that, those problems and things like that?
I wouldn't say it's so much what I'm reading. I would say it's just the people I meet with. I try to read a Proverbs a day in the Bible, and it's amazing the kind of the stuff that I'll read that it's like, in Proverbs it talks about stuff like the person who acts rich ends up failing, it's using, of course, better terminology than that, but like it just continues to talk about really like relevant things that we still see in everyday life. And I'm always just reminding myself of books I've already read, like Ego is the Enemy, The Obstacle is the Way, which are both Ryan Holiday books. But yeah, it's just the people I meet with. I have a lot of, I wouldn't say mentors, I would say friends, but I have a lot of friends in their 70s, which are just really awesome people. And I spend a lot of time with them. I'm at Cracker Barrel. And,
yeah.
I'm trying to learn patience as they take 30 minutes to order something. And, in 2 hours to tell a simple story. But at the end of the day, what keeps me grounded is really just realizing how long of a game. When I meet with 70-year-olds, I realize, look, I got like 50 years to where I'm at, or to where they're at. Like, there is so much time. And yeah, I think the biggest thing is this: identifying your problems and then saying you want to fix it.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was an egomaniac, and I was okay with it. I boasted about my ego. I was proud about my ego. And so one day I was just like, you know what? After a business deal failed, the partner completely said, yeah, I'm not going to open this business with you anymore. I just, you got some ego problems. When that happened, when reality struck, when everything I've been working for months fell apart because of my ego, I was like, you know what? I actually don't want this ego anymore. You know what? Actually, ego is not attractive. There's a reason I'm single. And so, I think it's just, identifying your problems, and then actually, I think anything can be done if you want it done. They always talk about drug addicts, how the drug addict's got to make the decision to want to be clean.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same way. It could be the same way for success. If you want to be a millionaire, well, guess what? You got to stop buying watches and start saving your money.
Yeah.
You got to make the decision to do stuff that millionaires do.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot. Just wanting to thank you for coming on the podcast and just giving us all this value, and just, I know whoever listens to this is going to be like, wow, this was a lot of information, because I'm over here writing stuff down like, yo, I need to step my game up in certain areas. So we want to honestly thank you for coming on and sharing your knowledge and everything. And it actually has been a pleasure talking to you. So
yeah, I want to know when part 2 is, man.
Yeah.
I want to know when part 2 is. It sounds like you got a whole lot more knowledge to give.
I greatly appreciate it. Anytime I can talk or I can get my message out there, I'm all about it. And I think it's I just love hearing people's perspectives. You'll find me as a devout Christian reading the Quran and looking into Hinduism and all this stuff, not because, just because I want to know why people believe this, why they want to do this. And I'll read about different leadership styles, and I'll study leaders that I think are terrible people. And I'll read, books that you're like, oh, don't read that, it's an awful book, just because I'm curious, what draws people to this?
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. And anybody who listens to this, my domain is iamnr.com, which is iamnr.com, or I am Nathan Ruff is what it stands for. And just anything that I can help you out with, let me know. I'm one of those people when I'm like, hey, is there anything I can help you out with? I honestly mean it. I often talk about people wanting to fail because they want it, we failed because we couldn't get a website up. Well, did you reach out to me and ask me to build you a website? Well, no, I didn't. Well, I said, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. The bell. because the worst that can happen is somebody can say no. I mean, like, that's when you get over that fear, like, life becomes so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just as a thank you, like, I'll get it off the podcast so your businesses and everywhere. We do want to send you one of our shirts and just a little bit more information about us for the free, just as a thank you for coming on and just sharing with us and everything. And just again, thank you for coming on and just giving us all this value and sharing it to all our listeners. So we want to thank you for that, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, y'all have a great night. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right.
You have a good night, too.
Take it easy. God bless.